So I said I was going to post twice today because I was too lazy. I didn't post yesterday. But I feel like the first one I did was a little bit full, a lot of information. So I'm going to talk about another thing that I did mention, which was the guardian ad litem, attorney that is appointed to a child. And so I was very disappointed in her because she told me, she was going to do some things. And I requested, I specifically requested from her that my child, he's now 9, he was probably 5 or 6 at the time. I requested that he have a psychiatrist assigned to him, a child psychiatrist that could help him with things he was going through, because he started at a really young age telling people that he was having night terrors. Like, he would wake up in the middle of the night and he would tell me that he dreamed about me being murdered. And he'd come run in my room. Usually it was like I would wake up and it'd be quiet, and then within a minute I'd hear him cry in his room, and he'd run in my room, jump in my bed, and he'd say, "Mommy, like, I had a dream that you were stabbed to death, or I had a dream that you were murdered and you were dying," and stuff. And like, so he would sleep in bed with me. And he had this recurring nightmares, and I didn't understand how he got that. He started drawing pictures of it. He drew a picture of me being stabbed and murdered to death. It was kind of like a stick figure person, and it had red blood. It was in black, and then it had red blood all over it. And he brought me the picture and said, "Look, Mommy, I drew a picture of you being murdered." And so at that time, I actually took the picture, and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't show it to anybody. I didn't take pictures of it. I eventually just burned it and buried it in my yard. But I was very disappointed because, if you have an attorney that's supposed to represent a child, why is she either getting cheated out of representing him? I don't understand why she didn't get a court order, or why she wasn't able to go through with it. And so that was in 2022. So because I'm trying to dig up information on what happened to me, I pulled my medical records. I said, "Look, I know all of my records are not available on the app, because here you can get an app, it's in your chart, and you can download some of your tests." And I said, "This is not all of it, is it?" And so I emailed them, and I said, or I called them, "Can you send me the full notes?" They can send you like notes and all the background information and different things that happens when you're in a hospital. And I'm like being really serious, looking through here, trying to see what happened. And they did say, and I was really glad that I could read this, because in some medical tests, it's like so much medical jargon, you have to Google and try to figure out what the results even say. But it says that I definitely had a traumatic brain injury. You see TBI several times, almost 5 times, and blunt force trauma, object or something like blunt force trauma to the head. But then it goes on to, and I had so many tests done, I think that I was just overwhelmed at this point. But I died laughing. I couldn't stop crying. I thought it was so funny. I'm like, there's got to be something in here I can use in court. And then I get to the part where she's like, client or patient refuses. I start refusing stuff. It's like, I've had enough at this point. I've had an MRI, a CT scan, and blood test. And then she's like, "Well, we're going to x-ray." And I refuse. It says the patient refuses x-rays. And then there's like a whole paragraph where it says, patient refuses x-rays because she thinks that if we x-ray her, we're going to see her organs, and she doesn't want us to look at her organs. Oh, oh, how I regret so bad. I don't remember any of that. I don't remember them offering me x-rays. I wish that I had them at the time, because it would have helped me a lot. I was like, did y'all at least get a police report? There's no police report done. I think I just started refusing everything after that. I told them, dude, they said that after I had my CT scan, that I told them that my body was hurting so much all over. I was having an overwhelming pain all over my body. And I did lose my hearing at this time. some other stuff went wrong that's not in the notes. And I remember that I wear gauges. I wear silicone now because I never wear anything metal in my ears because at that time I had stainless steel tunnels, the kind that screw on the back, and the only way to take them out is to unscrew it. And they were like in a hurry, and they pushed me into this MRI, or I think it was a CT scan, and I had one that they couldn't get out, and it was stainless steel. You're not supposed to have metal on you. And so I honestly think that the medical notes are botched a little bit. So I was a little bit disappointed. Some of the dialogue between me and the technicians and the doctors in the notes is like, "So you a 3-year-old to translate this for you?" You mean I didn't want you to look at my organs? Of the CT scan, that I was so like in so much pain that I didn't want to do anything else. It's true. I lost my hearing for a couple of days, and they kept saying, and then it's so stupid that they couldn't. You know, when you're in like a crisis, they can't really diagnose you the way they're supposed to. But they kept saying, patient is taking a very long time to respond to questions. I'm like, you think that I maybe can't hear you?